ever change his drive, his tenacity, or his commitment to the people of our state. However, I have seen a few things about him change. To start with the obvious, he made history as the first Jewish Senate Majority Leader. And that's important. I've also seen him become a grandfather. Yes. And nothing makes him light up more than his grandson, Noah. Noah is the heart of his heart, the center of his world, and it's beautiful to see him show pictures to all his colleagues. He also learned at our last caucus meeting about gluten-free and vegan cupcakes, which he was so excited to tell the press corps about at our press conference afterwards. But some things do stay the same. He still sends Junior's cheesecake to his friends and supporters. You can still spot him riding his bicycle through Brooklyn, usually with a reporter or two in tow. And most importantly, he is still pouring every ounce of his being into fighting for the people of New York. And he has truly delivered. Just last week, Senator Schumer helped me bring a landmark bill over the finish line. We've been working for years to end forced arbitration for sexual assault and sexual harassment cases in the workplace. And Senator Schumer, who I call the closer, made it a reality. The bill is going to become a law, and it is going to change lives. Throughout the pandemic, Senator Schumer and I were in close contact every day. And we were in close contact with our state and local partners as we put together a historic public health and economic relief program for the whole country. We heard from every single one of you about the challenges in our communities and the hardships that people were facing. Your help, your insight, your on-the-ground knowledge was absolutely instrumental in crafting a package that's delivering trillions of dollars of relief to address issues like food insecurity, lack of access to health care, economic hardship, government shortfalls, job losses, school closures, grave illness, crushing deaths, and much more. We also passed a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that will help us rebuild our roads and our bridges in a way that addresses the needs of the future and the failings of the past. Hiring local people to rebuild highways like I-81 in Syracuse that divided communities of color, and shoring up our infrastructure to meet the demands of growing climate change. None of this, absolutely none of it, would have been possible without the unity we have with our partners in the state. That starts with my friend and our governor, Kathy Hochul, who has led us to a new era of New York government. Not only has she made history as New York's first woman governor, her hardworking, collaborative approach is already delivering results and making government work for all New Yorkers. Under her leadership, it is a new day in Albany. We fought side by side for access to childcare because we know that parents cannot go to work if they don't have affordable, high-quality daycare and early childhood education. We've been working together to move paid leave, not just from our great state of New York, to a national paid leave program. And we've also fought to implement some of the most important emergency relief bills for this state, including emergency paid leave and including emergency rental relief and making sure people do not get evicted. Those partnerships continue across our government and across our state. The people of New York also have no better ally in the halls of justice than our Attorney General, Tish James. I've watched and cheered as she's taken the fight to the NRA, defended the vulnerable, and pushed for progress. I've been honored to work alongside her on everything from protecting our seniors from fraud and to pushing for policies to end human trafficking. I look forward to seeing her reelected this fall, and AG James, New York's justice system needs you as its champion. And right here in New York City, we have our mayor. Mayor Adams is reinvigorating the city we know and love. Our city is facing very, very tough challenges. but his focus on gun violence is making a difference. When we stood together outside Brooklyn Borough Hall pushing for a federal gun trafficking bill, I know that his advocacy is going to help us make progress on this common sense bill. New York also has extraordinary leaders like Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins, serving as the first woman state majority leader in our state's history. This past September, we stood together at the Women's Rights Pioneer Monument in Central Park after Mitch McConnell's Supreme Court paved the way to overturn Roe. I am fighting as hard as I possibly can to codify Roe at the federal level, but women in New York know that you will always be their champion and protect their civil rights and human rights right here in this state. On the other side of the Capitol, we've got Speaker Hastie. Speaker Hastie's deep ties to the community are so evident. Shout out for the Bronx, please. The Speaker and I were handing out food packages in the Bronx, and you could tell when people saw him that they lit up. Addressing food insecurity has always been deeply important to me, and I've used my seat on the Agriculture Committee to deliver support through programs like SNAP to New Yorkers and to Puerto Rico through the pandemic. And I could spend all day talking about the greatness of the rest of our local and statewide elected leaders, like our Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin and our dedicated controller Tom DiNapoli, and both of them have been steadfast advocates for New York. But what I most want to say is that all of these leaders are representative of what it means to be a New York Democrat: compassionate and tough, unified and undaunted. And those are the qualities that describe our next speaker. Jay Jacobs has led our party with a bold vision and decisive action. Not only did he help us flip the state Senate blue in 2018, but he's going to keep it in Democratic hands this year and beyond. And I am so honored to introduce my friend and your New York State Democratic Chair, Jay Jacobs.